guys, what is going on? My name is Joe, aka Cap.
I'm Dom, not Mysterio. Where's Francis?
Yeah, where is Francis? We're already down a guy. What is what?
Trick or treat!
Actual.
Happy Halloween from the push!
There's a very easy solution to this.
You're gonna boot him from the stream, aren't you? Yep, there we go. Okay, and this is the Push Halloween edition.
Oh, damn it, he's back.
Why do you make fun? You know, I'm trying to have it's celebration. You know.
Yes, that's true. We are doing this episode on Halloween night. Happy Halloween, everybody! As you might have noticed, we are down a man.
And this one's not a bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, this one is not a bit. Scott Bash is not here tonight because he decided to call me out when I wasn't on stream, so I took care of him.
Oh my God, you Friday the 13th Part 3, Scott.
Yeah, and if you keep pulling your same nonsense every show, you're going to be the next one. It's just going to be me and Dom eventually.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have Scott back next week.
Yeah, Scott will be back next week.
And I'm sure he'll give me more things to yell about.
Most likely.
That is true. That is very true. That is very true. Dom, I understand you had a bit of a congratulations in order to
begrudging congratulations. Shut up. Even though I'm not a Yankees fan, I am a Mets fan. So I could not, for the life of me, root for the team that took away my World Series hopes and dreams and smothered them in the dirt. But I must give you begrudging congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers for winning the World Series so they can look forward to their visit from Triple H and their commemorative,
WWE title belt?
Yeah, that. Now that WWE made title belts for like every fucking sport ever. At this point,
yes,
what do we have? We have hockey belts.
I hope you chip your tooth on it. You bad veneers.
Uh-oh. Are we going to get a cat attack?
No, you know what it is? It's the fact that he looks like... Francis, back me up on this or not. Freddie Freeman, yes or no? Does he look like an 80s bad guy villain? He looks like an 80s movie bad guy.
He looks like one of Hans Gruber's henchmen in Die Hard.
Like, seriously, tell me, am I wrong here?
No, totally. I totally agree. Like, he looks like he's about to hold the world ransom unless he gets handed over the world's nuclear codes, and James Bond has to ride in and stop him. But specifically Roger Moore James Bond, because this is the 80s, like Cap said.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
No, I totally agree.
I think Sean Connery was the better Bond.
Oh, everyone loves Sean Connery.
Everybody loves Sean Connery.
Not my wife.
Either.
No, my wife is a Pierce Brosnan fan.
Really?
I like Pierce Brosnan.
Anyway, we are
back.
We are way off the topic. But yes, once again,
I'm about to get some trick-or-treaters, actually. Yep, I'll be back. Keep going.
And two-man show this week. So.
Oh, well, Cap, let's be real here, buddy. We always knew it was going to come down to this. You and me, the captain and the Francis. The Fatale. The Push's very own Terry Bogard. And you, my kind of sort of Andy Bogard. I know that might sound like an insult, but trust me, it's not.
Well, not kind of. It actually completely sounds like one, but you know.
Well, you never played Fatal Fury, so I guess you're not going to know. Oh,
sorry, that's probably going to happen a lot. That was literally the first trick-or-treaters that came through. I think the bell's about to ring again.
All right.
No, they're ringing upstairs.
All right. Well, Dom is going to be in and out dealing with some trick-or-treaters.
Gotta give the chillins their candy.
This is the Push Halloween edition. And in order for this bit to not go on for the next 3.5 hours, we do have some wrestling.
Oh, yeah, this was a wrestling show once upon a time, wasn't it?
Yes, this was a wrestling show. So, guys, talk to me. What has been going on in the world of pro wrestling this week?
Well, I mean, I don't really know if there's anything to talk about in this field of wrestling. It's been a slow week. We do have a crown jewel coming up, but the Motor City
The what?
Machine Guns are
Who?
your new tag team champions. I forgot what they call the belts on SmackDown.
WWE Tag Team Champions.
Yes, they
That's
are.
right. The Motor City Machine Guns.
Week 2.
3 matches.
Also, can we talk about? Also,
Tag-
side note, before we get too far into this, I do want to give another shout out. The Hardy Boys are tag team champions once again as well.
That's true.
They are TNA tag team champions.
Again.
I actually did get to see some. I actually did get to watch that match online. And I mean, what else do you expect to say? It's the Hardy Boys. It's a match. Come on.
Anyway, all right, back to the guns.
A more iconic duo.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll talk about Bound for Glory a little bit.
I only saw Nemeth versus Hendry. Anyway, week 2, after their debut, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley have captured the WWE Tag Team Champions from the Bloodline Hollywood, or whatever they would be, because I keep running that joke into the ground as well.
Bloodline from Timo.
There we go, Bloodline from Wish.
So, yes. So, for those of you who are not aware, last Friday night on SmackDown, there was the WWE Tag Team Championship qualifier finals between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. Absolutely banger match, by the way. Absolutely banger match.
How dare they give that away on live TV?
I'm kind of happy they did.
They don't get title. I swear I could speak. Yeah, they don't get matches on pay-per-view, so why not do it on SmackDown?
That's the point. That's the point.
Absolutely, man. Machine Guns did end up winning that match and got a title opportunity later on that exact night.
Whose TV is on?
Hold on once. That.
God damn you.
And so, but basically, God, Tama Tonga Loa versus the Machine Guns. Machine Guns win the tag champs. Boys, discuss. Will I take care of something?
Dom, do you want to go first, or do you want?
No, you can go. Go ahead.
Okay. See, on one hand, I did want this to happen, but much later on down the road, it does feel like it's a little rushed. On the other hand, the tag belts are off the fucking Bloodline. I begged for that last week, and it happened. And the team I wanted to get the super push is getting a super push. So what the fuck do I have to complain about? A bit rushed, but I'm happy for it.
Although I wouldn't say it's rushed. Here's my take on this. I don't mind when people get instant title shots the second they show up at WWE, if they're coming from another established company, or New Japan or TNA or even AEW. That's fine. It is what it is. Even if certain people, if they come up from NXT and they get title shots, but they have to be red hot on NXT. So I really don't have a problem with them winning the titles right away. Honestly, I think that's good because, like you said, it gets the belts off the Bloodline, who, if spoiler for later when we do our predictions, I think are going to get their asses absolutely fucking reamed on Saturday.
Ooh, okay.
And that's besides the point. So it makes sense to pull the titles off of them because that also gives it a chance to think about the match that we might get moving forward of Motor City Machine Guns and the Usos. Now that they're back together. Because that match is needs to be pay-per-view quality.
That could outdo the New Day series.
100%.
Yeah,
it absolutely does. Well, first off, before I get into this, man, I didn't get to give my thoughts on the debut of the Motor City Machine Guns.
I made a remark about the debut last week, Cap, where I said, "Oh, if Cap were here, he'd totally think it's hilarious that kayfabe wise, the ex-TNA guy brought in 2 other ex-TNA guys.
First of all, yes, that is hilarious, but also the fact that I am so excited for this. I
Yep.
absolutely love the Motor City Machine Guns. I watch them all the time in TNA. Uh, these these guys are let's put it to you like this: Party
They're your
Boys, Edge
oh
and Christian, Road Warriors. These are some of the best tag teams in the world. The Dudley Boys, some of the best tag teams in the world. And of the 4 teams that I just talked about, 3 of them agreed that the Motor City Machine Guns are one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
yeah, like no. Corey Graves even said on commentary they're your favorite tag team's favorite tag team. Right now, I think after the Bloodline win, they might be the biggest tag team in WWE. They got super over after they picked up that pin.
Yeah,
Yes,
I would think so.
absolutely.
Especially right now because the tag team division is severely lacking at the
Yeah,
moment.
there's
So
the
this
top
is
they
this
got
is the spark that they really needed.
yeah, they're
That,
so
that,
over
that
right now.
WWE needed.
Well, that was going to be my next thing because I'm somebody who has begrudged the WWE Tag Team division on both shows for quite a while now. And so, what I want to ask you guys is bringing in a tag team like the Motor City Machine Guns is obviously it helps the tag division. Is this what saves the division, though, in your
Well,
guys'
for
opinion?
SmackDown, yes. And maybe Raw can do the same thing now that they have the War Raiders back on, so we could see the War Raiders get a massive push like that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Thank
regret to
God
inform
they're
you.
War Raiders again.
Yeah,
I love the way
I
they did
almost,
it too. That graphic burning away. That's fucking sick.
It just says
I,
"Whoa."
I almost called them War Machine. Not gonna lie.
Uh,
Yeah, you indie mark ass bead. But
To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind if they went back to being called War Machine.
nah, War Raiders
no,
is
I
better.
like War Raiders is like the best one, the best
Yeah,
version of them,
but
Yeah,
in
true.
my opinion.
I would totally be down for the War Raiders being the one to dethrone Judgment Day from Wish,
I mean, that would be
especially
amazing.
that would be amazing. They could. I don't know if Raw is doing a tag team tournament like SmackDown is at the
They are.
moment, but okay,
They
good.
did. War Raiders won it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, yeah. There we go. We're on the right track. We answered the question, Cap. We did some basic mathematic equation, turned that equation into wrestling logic, and hopefully we will end up seeing the end of Judgment Day from Timu.
Thank God, just get the belts away from them. But
Yeah,
They
anyway, John,
lost
what
their
do you
sauce.
say? Does the machine guns sort of save the tag division here?
I wouldn't. I don't think they're the end all be all saviors of the tag division, but they're definitely starting it.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna start the uh, what's the word I'm
Ab
looking for
Revolution,
here?
you want?
Kinda. More like just putting more of a serious note to tag team wrestling again.
Reimbursement.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
that's a better word.
I think I would agree with that.
I agree too. Like the question you asked is like, are the Motor City Machine Guns like the saviors of the tag division? Not necessarily. It's more like the way they are being booked
Mm-hmm.
is more the savior in
Yeah,
the tag division.
but
Yeah,
I think they needed a serious tag team to come in to be taken very seriously the way they are, and maybe just to like add a little something because like we've had the Judgment Day for so long. We've
Yeah,
had
we've
the
had the
Usos. We've
bloodline for
had the
so
Bloodline.
long.
We've had, um, the New Day is kind of trickling out and
But even
everything.
then, we had them for so long.
That
we've
too.
had them for like 10 years now. At this point.
LWO is completely fucking pointless. Because like what are they doing? They're fighting amongst themselves more than anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
Who gives a shit about
I
the
guess like
Final
what
Testament?
Yeah,
I
the
guess
Final
like
Testament hasn't really done anything of note since coming into the scene.
what are you talking about? They're about to be fed to the Wyatts.
The
So
Yeah,
Wyatts is
exactly.
the
They've
only
done nothing.
the
uh,
Wyatts are the only faction I
And
care
it's not
about.
even the entire faction. It's mainly just the Miz.
yeah, yeah, that's kind of true.
No, Miz is gonna
Here's
go
my
full.
thing. Here's why I bring up the question. We saw Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Gorillas of Destiny. Now, anywhere else in the world, these two are megastars. They are a
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal tag team. Francis followed them over in New Japan, and he vouches for the fact that these guys were fantastic.
They were trained by the fucking Dudleys.
No, don't
That's
get me
even
wrong.
more
They
depressing.
they are
But
absolutely fantastic, but you could tell they weren't brought up in a WWE system, or at least not a current WWE system, where it's very refined, very specific. The Dudleys, as legendary as they are, it shows that they were taught by the Dudleys because they have a very similar style, right? Because you look at Attitude Era wrestling and even Ruthless Aggression era wrestling, other than the guys that came up through OVW and everything. It's very obvious those guys, they're not as polished. They were very kind of learn on the job kind of stuff. So it's a little tough when you have that. Now, I think they just need a little more time to learn in WWE, learn the WWE method, because otherwise, that's why you see they're making a lot of mistakes and there's certain little botches. Because
specifically
watching their matches, you could tell there's a decent amount that's being called in the ring and not produced backstage. Yes. You know what I mean? There's a very specific look of that, and it's I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I enjoy it. I like it. I like calling matches on the fly. I think it makes it seem more real, less of a work, really. And it just feels more authentic that way to me.
No, I agree. But to bring it back to the topic here, the machine guns, and to be honest with you, I'm very happy to see that they won the titles.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it gets the titles off of the bloodline, so this can just be a story about the bloodline now. No titles are being held up by it. Hence the reason why Breakker is our new IC champion as well, even though I have my own gripes about that. I'll talk about that when Scott's here next week, however.
Yeah.
So,
long story short, I don't think it was a good move in general to just move the belt so much.
So here's my question. When it comes to the machine guns, very similar to Gorillas of Destiny, the machine guns are a very popular tag team around the world. They've won gold in every single company they have been a part of.
PWI
Insider tag. Any fears in your guys' mind? And I will say, I've seen positive things so far. It seems like the crowd is getting warmed up to these two. It seems like they're being pushed properly, and it seems like they're getting crowd reactions. These guys. Do we have any fear in our minds though that similar to God? We're gonna see those similar problems here with the guns.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah, I don't think so. Only because they've been in so many companies and they've worked with so many different people and so many legends that they're a little more polished. I feel they're a little more into that WWE style of a wrestling match. I also think that what is going to help them is the fact that they got vignettes before they showed up to say hey, they're coming this Monday. This next Monday, the Motor City Machine Guns will be here. That's a tongue twister. I turned into fucking that one guy from South Park with Shitty Walk.
It's
Motor City Machine Gun. Anyway,
I don't think
they got the vignettes so people can look them up and be like, hey, I don't know this tag team. Who are they? Let me look them up on Google. And then it's like, holy fuck. There's a lot of stuff there to get excited about.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they're just some random fucking team that just showed up out of the blue from the indies. And then what they did with God is they just showed up sporadically. in the crowd and like no warning whatsoever. It's like, oh, he's here to help Solo. Oh, okay.
Hey guys, I got new
anything about these
headsets.
guys is also the
No,
problem. Well, I mean, people knew about them, but like they didn't know
No, but
about them.
we all know, like we're a little more, we're fairly versed in wrestling that we know of other companies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that live solely in the WWE bubble.
Yeah.
And if they're not from
They have no
WWE,
idea.
they have no fucking clue who they are.
Also, to bring it back into the whole thing about the vignettes, it helps because, like Dom said, the Motor City Machine Guns were being built up as their own independent force. They act for themselves. With the Guerrillas of Destiny, it's just like, hey guys,
here's two dudes that help Solo Sikoa out. Oh, they also used to be a fucking tag team in Japan. Let's put them back together.
It's the Usos, except they saw the Warriors one time.
Yeah, true. But although I feel like you could say the same thing about Jacob too, and people love Jacob.
No, but he's in a league of his own. Out of the three that came in under Solo, like Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, and Jacob Fatu makes them all look bad. Even Solo.
Because he's that good.
He's just good. And I was watching a video earlier that popped up on my TikTok. He did an interview with I can't remember who it was. I want to say Chris Van Fleet, but I don't know if that's actually correct. But anyway, he did an interview and he was talking about how he got into professional wrestling. And he even said, like, straight up, he goes, I didn't want to wrestle. He goes, I didn't want to do that. I was trying to be a thug. I was trying to, like, run with gangs and shit. And he's like, I was locked up and I saw the Usos on TV and that made me want to do it again. And, like, coming from the legacy that I have, the family that I come from, it's like it felt only right. And when I started training, I realized that was what was keeping me out of trouble and, let me be a father to my kids. And if that's the quote that stuck with me the most was, he's like, if this is the one thing I'm good at, I'm going to make sure I'm the best at it. Or it was like something along those lines. And I'm
as
like,
far as it goes right now, he is
100%. Like
he's even giving Roman a run for his money, at least.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of why I'm hoping it's Jacob instead of Solo.
It is not.
Oh, what the?
It's Solo and God.
God, yeah, as we just mentioned, Jacob has a record.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to let him in the country.
He can't go to Saudi.
Oh, he can't. That's right.
He can't go to Saudi. He has.
Like, there's certain people like
so do the Usos.
They're different.
Not as bad as Jacob's. Got it.
Story.
That's like
it's a different story.
They can get away with certain things, because the Usos' main thing, obviously, as we all know, is like DUIs. They can get around that with certain things. Like, I know they have to jump through some hoops. WWE has to jump through some hoops when they go to Canada with the Usos because they're very strict with DUIs. Like, they have to basically, like, WWE has to, like, basically swear up and down that they will not let them drive. They're not allowed to rent cars or drive on their own. They will be driven everywhere, and they're only allowed to go to the fucking venue and the hotel, and that's it. So I'm sure Saudi is probably very similar with that.
And so, there's that. But anyway, congratulations. Back to the actual topic.
To the main point.
Congratulations to the Machine Guns. We're looking forward to seeing what you guys do. And as far as God, we hope you get more polished. So actually, I have a speaking, since we're on the topic of polishing wrestlers, I have a topic I don't know if you guys are aware of, but I saw this on Instagram and I wanted to talk about it here. So WWE is starting an indie wrestling development program. So like I saw this.
Training center?
I'm gonna read the
not a training center, but more. No. I think it's supposed to be more along the lines of like OVW, where it's its own promotion, but they start there and then they can work their way into NXT.
Wasn't that like Evolve, kind of?
Evolve, OVW, FCW was one as well. That's where Roman came from.
So, I saw this on Instagram the other day. I'm gonna read the Instagram post here. WWE today announced the launch of a first of its kind developmental program designed to provide up and coming independent wrestlers a pathway to a potential career in WWE. The program will be called WWE ID, short for WWE Independent Development. WWE ID is the latest in our efforts to identify and support the journey of up and coming wrestlers, in turn, raising the profile of and strengthening the independent wrestling ecosystem, said WWE COO Paul Triple H Levesque. Following the 2021 launch of WWE's NIL program, that's where they've been grabbing
College
all of the
athletes.
recent NXT superstars from.
Yeah, that they grabbed a
WWE,
lot of college athletes there,
yeah,
Yeah.
like
and
football
they found
players
some good
and
ones.
collegiate
Give them
wrestlers.
credit.
Oh, absolutely.
They found some great ones. WWE ID has been constructed to support independent wrestling prospects and wrestling schools with world class training, development, and mentorship. Under the program, WWE will provide prominent independent wrestling schools with WWE ID official designation,
Hmm.
with the goal of providing new trainees and existing talent at these select institutions with enhanced developmental opportunities. Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, Cody Rhodes' Nightmare Factory,
Yeah, what a
and
shock. Seth Rollins,
yeah, really, yeah,
Yeah.
Booker T and Cody Rhodes, and
Booker
Seth
T, Cody
Rollins'
Rhodes, and Seth.
Black
Yep.
and Brave Academy, uh, Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center, and Knox Pro Academy in Los Angeles are
Cool.
the first WWE ID independent wrestling schools to earn the official designation. It will identify top independent wrestling prospects with official WWE ID prospect designation and support their developmental journey by providing financial opportunity and assisting with training, mentorship, and development, including access to world-class facilities, best in ring training, athletic trainers, etc.
Hmm.
WWID will give fans the opportunity to follow the path of these standout prospects on the independent wrestling scene through curated, behind the scenes content as well as highlights and matches. And this was reported by Nico Extra on Instagram.
So it's their version of the New Japan Dojo.
Yeah, basically. But
So,
it's more like franchising in a way because they're reaching out to other schools.
Yeah.
So it's like, so for example, I'm assuming there's going to be like specific criteria that all these schools have to meet in order to
Probably.
get this designation. Like, for example, where I used to train at Warriors of Wrestling, they would probably get at least looked at if I had to guess, just simply because of the fact that they're one of the biggest indie promotions in New York. Like, I mean, they're the only promotion in Staten Island.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I know like they do shows in Brooklyn as well. Sometimes, usually at St. Finbar's Catholic school. My only thing that I don't know if would be an issue, I would assume it probably would be. Their for training facility is in an arcade. It's in the back of behind a basketball court and at an arcade, which isn't a bad thing. Like I loved it there. I love training there. I had a great time. Joey is a great teacher, and a lot of the students there that also coach are fantastic. I would assume one of the criteria that these schools would have to meet is having their own facilities.
So to be honest with you, I'm not sure what the.
Oh no, I'm literally just speculating at this point. I know we don't have those specific details, but
Yeah. So as
I
far
was
as
just curious.
as far as what I've read, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Because I have my own, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about it first.
I love it. I think it's a great idea, because this gives a very easy way to get eyes on people.
Absolutely.
And one thing, what made me bring up Warriors in the first place was I was like, maybe they are getting looked at, because I've watching Raw these past couple weeks, guys from Warriors of Wrestling keep showing up on
That's
as like
awesome.
security.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned, The other like a couple weeks ago, Roger Mendez and Danny Storm were on.
Danny
The
Last
Punk
was,
segment.
they were on like 3 weeks in a row as security.
I believe Danny was on Raw again
Last week it
last.
was Danny and Mike Ditello, who was also with him carrying the Crown Jewel Championship into the
Yeah.
arena. Both Warriors are wrestling guys, so I'm like they obviously have some kind of in there. So who knows? They might be designated. They might something might be in the works with them. That would be really fucking cool. And
Oh,
but
absolutely.
back to the topic at hand. I think it's a really great idea to do this because it's about time because I know Triple H loves the indies. He loves indie wrestlers. He loves their style, their aggression. Like it's not as staged as like WWE type wrestling was in the early 2010s. So like when he had NXT Black and Gold, and you could tell there was a very distinct difference between Black and Gold and main roster WWE. The
Yes.
style of wrestling, because the NXT style of wrestling is a little stiffer. You can see it.
A lot
Oh,
stiffer.
Yeah.
I remember peak NXT. I remember Shinsuke almost taking off
Oh
Sami Zayn's
yeah.
head for real.
Or fucking Malachi Black, or back then was Aleister Black. Fucking the fucking his kick, and I can't for the life of
The
me.
Black Mass.
Thank you.
This is a you're talking about a brand that brought in guys like Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I mean, come on. So he very obviously likes pulling people in from the indies, and it makes sense. Like that's where you should be getting your people from. They shouldn't be like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be like the former Olympians and this and that. Like that's great, But we're in a different era of wrestling now, where we can't get away with someone who's just really good on the mic and can learn on the job. It worked for the Miz, which was great, but the Miz is a once in a lifetime guy. Like you're not gonna grab some random schmuck off a reality show and be like, you're gonna be a wrestler.
No,
It doesn't work like that anymore. And like the divas back in the day were very much like that. Like, hey, she's hot, she can wrestle.
We'll have her train with Paul London and Brian Kendrick for like 3 weeks.
And then that's enough. No, that doesn't work like that anymore. We can't do that. So to have people coming up off the indies is fantastic because now you're doing most of the hard work is going to somebody else, right? Because you're not teaching these people who you think might work as good wrestlers and like teaching them their first bump and how to roll. These schools are doing that for you. Now, by the time they get into this WWE ID thing, they're already trained. They're already doing shows. They already know how to cut a promo. They've probably already won titles for their respective promotions.
So
it's the perfect fusion of Evolve and the New Japan Dojo.
Exactly. It's Evolve, it's FCW, it's OVW, and everything in between. Being able to go to different indie promotions all over the country and just say, hey, who's like your top guy right now? Send them up to do a taping at fucking SmackDown. He's going to be security. We're going to give him a tryout match on a dark match or something.
So here's before I give my thing, Francis, you got anything you want to throw in?
I basically added my 2 cents as the little condiments on Dom's statement hot dog. I've said everything I had to. This is had that one cooking for a while.
Oh my god, dude! What is wrong with you?
That was so stupid.
Oh my god!
My weird,
arguably one of the dumbest things you've ever said. But okay, keep going.
Oh my god! All right.
But they just took all the best points from Evolve and New Japan, like I said multiple times. Like, oh, we're gonna have a quasi training center with the indie booking shows, and book it as our own indie show. But also, we're gonna franchise it out across the country so we can get more potential recruits and talent. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, because one other thing, I'm assuming at this point. Again, I'm assuming because the post did say that they'll have access to like the best facilities. I'm assuming if you're designated as like a WWE ID
facility,
not a facility, but like a wrestler, like a talent, that you would have access to the Performance Center in Florida.
You
There you
probably would. So
Because like I would say, like if like for example, if I went back to Warriors and they got designated as an ID and they gave me that designation for some whatever fucking reason, that I could say like take a long weekend down to Florida and go hit up the Performance Center and train, like do a couple seminars or something with them.
yeah. So here's my take. Because as
If you ever go to WWE, you're getting me Tiffany Stratton's number.
Shut the fuck up. Stop interrupting, Cap.
Sorry.
For the love of God. You interrupted me just to be a simp.
Why are you surprised by this?
I'm not. That's part of the problem. Anyway, how I feel about this. I think this is absolutely a fantastic idea. I think this is an absolutely spectacular idea. To me, what it sort of reads is it's a scouting program. What I'm understanding, and I think back to all of the guys that we have recently gotten. You know, Samoa Joe. You think back to like the times of Joe being in WWE, LA Knight now being in WWE, DIY, Gargano and Ciampa, Shinsuke,
Motor City Machine Guns.
the Guns, yes. All of these guys who have been tearing it up on the independent scene for years. For years they were tearing it up. And finally they're getting a shot at WWE. I think that through this program, we can find guys like that, guys as good as those guys, and we all know how talented those guys are. But I think a big problem was
they came in too late.
I think an issue with it was that they did come in too late. A lot of these guys didn't reach the WWE until their late 30s, early 40s. And not to say that that's like a hindrance or anything like that, because even at their age right now, a lot of these guys are still very talented.
No, yeah, but I get what you're saying, because they're already coming in with like 10 years under their belt.
More.
At least. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and one thing I was always told when I first started wrestling was, you think of it like you have a card, right? Like a punch card. And that's like how many bumps you could take in your life. Eventually, you're going to run out.
I mean, it's the same thing with like literally any other sport.
Yeah.
Like,
you never see guys getting called up from the minors in baseball to fucking come up in their like 40s.
Yeah, no, you never see like, guys in the NFL getting called up to the NFL in their 40s or anything like that.
Well, that's it. Right? Well, I mean, there's no minor leagues in the NFL, but like
it's technically college.
It's college, and then you get drafted, and if you don't get drafted, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So, like, there is a window.
Yeah.
And I think through this, you're going to be able to find those guys at a younger age, those guys and girls.
And fine-tune them.
And you're going to be able to get them used to the WWE process.
Again, it links back. Sorry, Cap.
At a younger age.
Yeah.
Like Samoa Joe, when he came to WWE, personally, I loved him. I thought he was great. I thought he was fantastic. Could you imagine a 20-something-year-old Samoa Joe in WWE?
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw him in TNA when he was in his 20s.
Yeah.
We know how good he was.
And he had a full head of hair.
He was about 20 years ago.
Or even,
could you imagine had he been in WWE when he was that?
Yeah. Or even look at AJ Styles.
Ooh.
Oh my God, AJ! Could you imagine a 20 or 30-something-year-old AJ Styles?
Yeah.
In WWE? Like my God, these guys would be first ballot Hall of Famers.
And easy. Hopefully they wouldn't have been.
I mean, they AJ Styles still will be, I think, either way.
AJ definitely will be, but Joe, LA, like
LA Knight's not gonna have like. That's like the unfortunate truth with LA Knight. I think he's too far into his career to be going after like the World Heavyweight Championship or the undisputed WWE Championship.
I would disagree with that.
No. Let me rephrase. Against the people who are holding them now. I don't see him beating Cody Rhodes. Not in a fair fight. at least.
You don't see him beating Gunther?
Hell no.
Again, we'll
Look, don't
get
get me
into
wrong.
that
Listen,
in a
I love
minute.
LA Knight. I love LA Knight, but I don't see him beating Gunther clean.
By the skin
If
of his
he,
teeth, he almost beat Roman.
yeah, but they just wanted to give us hope.
That was just to give us hope.
Yeah, I think realistically, if Cody beats Cody, if LA Knight beats either Cody Rhodes or Gunther, it's gonna be
Cheated.
with like a Money in the Bank cash in or a heel turn,
Okay.
That
like a
too.
mid-match heel turn where it's like it's been brewing for a couple of months, and he finally just pulls the trigger. And
Yeah, although story-wise, I'd be perfectly fine with that
story
because
wise, I would be fucking
I think
fantastic with it.
LA Knight is
Yeah, I think it would be
20
amazing.
times better as a
I
heel.
think Cody would be the more likely heel going up against LA Knight. Or that's just me though.
You mean the babyface?
No, like in the feud, I think Cody would be the heel and LA Knight would be the babyface.
No, I don't see them turning Cody heel. At least not while he holds that belt.
But anyway, back to the to the main topic. Look, I think the NIL program or the NL program, the one where they've been grabbing college
Mm-hmm.
athletes. I think so far it's gone well so
Oh
far. I
yeah,
think they've
100%.
brought a couple of very good talents through that. Um, this is a matter of still getting that sort of independent wrestling experience that we all know that Triple H loves, and then getting to these guys at a younger age, getting them through the process faster. So by their mid to late 20s, they're already like on Monday Night Raw or something like
Yeah,
that,
Yeah.
but
or at least in
that's
NXT.
that's my
Like,
point. Like with the NL program or the NIL program, whatever it's called, the college program. They're teaching these kids. The kids like they're not fucking full grown adults. They're teaching these.
Rookies.
Shut up. They're teaching these people everything from the ground up. So
yeah,
that was the point like I was trying to make earlier. Is like you got okay, yeah. Here's this prime college football athlete who decided he wanted to pursue a career in WWE instead of the NFL. We have to teach him
Whoop-de-doo.
how to walk, basically, because there is a very specific way to walk in wrestling. Especially like mid match, it's like you got to turn specific ways. You can't turn left. You got to turn right. You know, unless you're in lucha, then it's the other way around. Then you turn right, left instead of right. But point being, you have to teach these guys everything from and girls everything from the ground up. So they have to learn how to roll. They have to learn how to bump. Get through the growing pains of getting used to taking bumps. Because I can promise you this: it fucking hurts when you first start. And then you eventually you get used to it, and it's just second nature to done. So it's like you got to learn all this. You got to learn the stages of a match. You have to learn the psychology. You have to learn there's so much that goes into professional wrestling that people don't realize.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, not even that. Like the people that aren't fans of WWE don't realize how much work goes into
Yeah, the idiots who just
being
brush it off as fake.
yeah.
Absolutely.
The people who are like, oh, but it's fake. Like, yes, yes, it's predetermined, but it's not fake because tell you what, because I actually got into it, not like got into it, but like got into this discussion with a coworker of mine because I had mentioned that I do professional wrestling in my free time, and he's like, yeah, but isn't it fake? Like, you guys don't really hit each other. I was like, bro, see that? Does that look fake to you? Um, and I'm like, if I go get the folding chair out of the back and I hit you with it, is it gonna hurt? Well, yeah. What the fuck do you think happens in the ring? It's a real table. It's a real chair.
Yeah.
I'm throwing myself on the fucking floor repeatedly for the next 15 minutes. Of course it hurts. And yes, we are hitting each other. Yeah, are we pulling our punches when it comes to the head and like certain body parts? Of course.
Soy.
But my prime example is always like the Ric Flair chops. I'm like, there's nothing fake about that. I am legitimately slapping you across the chest with my full strength. Yeah, it's a work. You cup your hands, get the big pop. Huh?
I'm not laughing at you, but I am. But I just
No,
also.
yeah.
How do you think you would react to a Gunther chop?
Oh, I would fucking die.
Ooh, remember the
Doctor
Big Show
Strange
shops?
experience, like your soul just leaves your
No,
body.
yeah,
for-
exactly.
Ooh.
I think that's what would happen. I think I would just fucking fall on the floor and just
just explodes on
yeah, I'm
impact.
just dead. Fucking.
I'd piss myself then die.
So, but the point being, these college guys and girls have to come in and learn everything from the ground up, which is great because they get to learn the WWE way from the beginning.
Yeah.
So they teach them everything that they want them to know, right? So they can come in and they can work at the Performance Center with A-Train and Shawn Michaels and all the other coaches and like Road Dogg is a coach usually. I know he's there all the time. So they can work with these guys and they can learn everything that they need to know and learn their way. Move over to the ID program. Now you have these people that are coming in. Like I said before, they're already having matches. They're cutting promos. They're maybe won titles already with their companies and gone other places. Like perfect example, Vinny Pacifico. This dude has to be a lock for this program because I mean he's been on NXT before. Like he's had dark matches on NXT. He's had dark matches in AEW. He just did a tour of Japan. He's done tours of Europe. Like the dude wrestles all over the world. He's won titles everywhere. He's already got like sponsorships from I think C4 Energy.
Oh wow.
And the dude loves his energy drinks. First off, like
I can tell.
Yeah. But he needs to be a lock for this program, like because like I don't understand why he hasn't made it yet.
I wouldn't doubt if he's got somebody.
He has to have something in the works, like somewhere.
There's something there.
Either
that or it's just wishful thinking, but
I mean, it could be wishful thinking because he's, I know him. He taught me a lot, and he's a cool guy. But I think he's a fantastic wrestler. I think he should absolutely I could see him being like the next Chad Gable because he's got that build. Dribble. He's got that build. Like he's not like don't get me wrong. He's not like the fucking 6'2". He's like my height. I'm 5'7", but he's like fucking ripped.
Oh, he's comic accurate Wolverine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man.
But moral of the story, I think both programs are fantastic ways to get new people in, especially now you really don't have FCW and OVW feeding you as much,
Yes. And the last thing I'll say on this, to anybody who thinks, oh, this is going to like destroy the indies or anything like that, no, it's not.
No, it's not. It can only make it better because now they're going to. Because now look at all these indie programs. Hey, first of all, 3 out of the 5 that you named are owned by WWE superstars.
Yeah.
So they're already as good as they're going to get. Like in terms of funding, they have plenty of money. Especially, I've seen the fees at Black and Brave, and holy fuck.
Oh God,
it's expensive. It's expensive, but it's worth it. It's like I think it's like a. What is it? You do
it's
like a month. Seth Rollins first off.
Like Seth Rollins.
How much?
I forget the exact number, but it's well over $1,000. I can tell you that much.
Jesus Christ!
But you get a lot out of it. You get to learn from Seth Rollins. By extension, means Becky Lynch is probably there too, teaching. If I had to guess,
the same thing. I've looked it up. Apparently, it's run by him and a former tag team partner of his.
Yeah,
and the third guy.
Yeah, they also run like a workout thing, like a CrossFit. Yeah. But I can't imagine Becky doesn't show up and do like seminars there.
I imagine she does something.
She has to. Like it's her husband's company. By extension, it's her company. So.
And also, like, what woman would not want to learn under Becky Lynch?
Exactly. I know Chrissy would kill for that, but anyway. So it's like you have that, and it's expensive, but it's also I think it's like you get like 3 months at a time, so you're paying for 3 months straight. You're there, living in Iowa, at the school because he has dorms, and you're there for 3 months. Training anytime, any day. Classes are specific times, but if like certain people, like if you want to get in the ring and just work, you could.
He's like wrestling Charles Xavier.
Yeah, because I've spoken to someone who did the Black and Brave program, like the 3-month program, and he said it was like one of the greatest things he ever did for himself in terms of professional wrestling because he learned so much, and he was the one that was telling me like all the ins and outs. It's like, yeah, the you're there, the dorms are there, you can go work out whenever you want. There's, all the lifting equipment like weights and cardio stuff, and you know um, CrossFit stuff, and the ring, obviously, boxing equipment, so you can like just kind of work a heavy bag or whatever, and that's all available to you all the time. And you're just living in the dorms for a bit,
3 months.
and then you leave, and then you can go back, and you can keep going, coming as much as you want. So I was like, that's really fucking cool. I can't speak on Booker T's school because I don't know much about it, or Cody Rhodes.
The Nightmare Factory is the Nightmare Factory.
Yeah.
Again, you're being taught by
Cody Rhodes.
I don't know much about them, but you're being taught by a guy who's currently, if not the number one guy in the company, the number two guy, depending on who you ask.
Literally holds the biggest belt in the company.
And a WWE and
a WWE Hall of Famer.
It's a WWE Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
We are foreshadowing so much tonight, and when we get to that, we will get to that.
No, but yeah, like more like the long and short of it is either one of those 3 schools, you're learning from a legit WWE superstar. And like, what's not to enjoy about that? Like, why wouldn't you?
I think.
And then, like I said, I'm sure there's going to be plenty more schools to come, and like those schools are only going to benefit because now they'll get funding from WWE to improve their facilities. Right? So it's like you have Battle Club Pro Wrestling in Brooklyn, I believe, or Manhattan. New York City, Battle Club Pro. They have their own facility, they have this and that. If they get put into this program, they get funded, that means they could probably get a bigger facility, maybe a second ring or another, an additional ring to what they already have. They could do better shows, better promoting for their shows, get bigger audiences. That's more of a draw. Now you could also advertise, hey, we're at WWE ID school. Now you have more students, you got more people at shows coming in because they want to see what that means. What does a WWE ID school mean?
True.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You're selling more tickets. You got more students, which is also more money because now they're paying tuition.
If as far as I'm concerned, this does nothing but help the independent scene because this is investing into independent wrestling.
This is investing in your future. This is investing in your next Cody, your next Seth, your next Roman, your next Miz. The list only goes up.
Your next champions.
Exactly.
Exactly. I'll save this question till the end.
Future.
You're investing in the future of your company because eventually all your favorite superstars are going to retire, whether they like it or not. We all had to deal with it when we were growing
We've
up.
already had to go through that heartbreak.
But that's what I'm saying. We've already had to deal with it when we were growing up, and everybody from the Ruthless Aggression era and the Attitude Era started retiring, like Stone Cold and fucking. Mick Foley, Triple H, Undertaker,
Batista, Rey Mysterio.
Thank you. Ray is still wrestling. He's never gonna stop.
Ray's still there.
Ric Flair.
90. Farewell tour is coming up next year. And y'all don't think there's just gonna be an entire Twitch episode of us crying on Twitch
about John Cena. And that's the one that hurts more than any of them right now because we got to watch him debut, have an entire legendary Hall of Fame worthy career, and now he's retiring. Like, what do you mean? That's disgusting.
Stop reminding me that I'm getting old.
And eventually it's just going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. So this is an investment in perhaps our kids' next favorite wrestlers.
Yeah. Shit, you act like they won't be our favorite wrestler.
Might be. It might be.
But that's the point.
Um,
It's like no one.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, you're investing in the future of your company. It's the smartest thing you could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
who knows?
there's
Maybe down the line, this can lead to pro wrestling being taught in schools.
No,
no, definitely
Oh,
not.
that'll
You've
only
been in
happen.
public
That'll
schools.
only happen if The Rock becomes
Have you been
president.
in like public schools lately? The last thing those kids need is a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
I think it's the first thing they need. They just got to get it all out.
All right, we're not endorsing kids beating each other up in wrestling.
Unless it's entertaining.
In which case, the push. You heard it first here on the
bro,
push.
You're supposed. What the hell, man? You're supposed to be the other adult here.
PM.
Yeah. Okay.
PM. We trademarked it. The push wants more pro wrestling taught at schools. We believe it'll help our nation's athletic system.
He does not. He does not speak for the entire brand.
I mean, listen. If I had a pro wrestling class in high school, I think I would be in much better shape now as a 30-year-old.
We are going to inspire hope within the academic programs of our youth. This is the way and kids are going to have letter jackets that have their ring names on it.
Can you imagine that though? Like you're in the hallway, like beefing with somebody. It's like, you and me in the ring. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
That scene specifically at work this week.
Oh, what do you mean? You're talking about the best pro wrestling scene in a movie that isn't Iron Claw?
Yes, Tobey Maguire.
Did you know Randy Savage was so excited to film that scene that he trained for 20 years to film it?
I believe it.
I know, right?
I believe it.
I kept that scene where Spider-Man shoots web and flips over Randy Savage. Yeah, that wasn't special effects. Tobey Maguire.
No, Tobey Maguire can just do that.
Just like,
he's fucking really Spider-Man.
I love the narrative that Randy Savage didn't want to actually become like a pro wrestler. He just was just a really dedicated method actor.
He knew about this movie.
I'm going to start
decades in advance.
20 years in the past.
Yo, brother, yeah. I sure hope that one day they make a Spider-Man movie. But to prep for it, I'm going to have to win the WWF championships multiple times. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm not using any of this Slim Jim money. Only for the movie.
Anyway.
Oh, man. I love that.
All right. I think it's about time we move into Crown Jewel.
The prediction game. Yes.
All right. Yes.
Okay, this is where Cap gets the knife.
For the prediction game.
I already got the card pulled up, so
read off, good sir.
And I'm about to pull up Scott's predictions because he did send it to us on Discord.
And I'm about to pull up my water.
By the way, we still have to do Canadian Stampede review at some point.
We'll do it eventually.
Yeah.
We said it last week on the show while you were away. We tried watching it while we were at Francis's house one day, but then we got too high and got distracted.
There was weed and there was magic cards.
Yeah, that you don't even have to explain anything.
That's all the explanation you really need at that point.
There was
I'd never heard. The thing is, I had never heard of that card, and then I look at the card and I'm like, "What the hell?"
All right. Anyway,
it's like a WrestleMania like card, and
but Canadian.
Card. I thought we were still talking about magic card.
Yeah. So
yeah.
We have
our show.
Yeah, we have Crown Jewel popping up in 2 days. So it'll be Saturday afternoon for us here in the United States. I think it goes on air at like 1 o'clock, 1:30, something like that. Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So for those of us here on the East Coast, it'll be a nice lunch break. So anyway, we have first match on the list in no particular order. Gunther versus Cody Rhodes for that gigantic hunk of gold that looks like
something a pimp would wear.
Yeah.
Are you
The
talking about
men's crown jewel championship.
AKA probably one of the, not one of actually, the gaudiest looking belt I have ever seen in my life.
AKA, it's only canon when they're in Saudi Championship.
Yep.
Also,
Like the
it will
greatest
be
Royal
two
Rumble
players.
championship that Braun Strowman won once and no one ever talked about ever again.
Hey, he's been greatest Royal Rumble champion for like 5 years now.
5 years straight. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
gonna break Bruno Sammartino's record at this
He
point.
might at this point.
They,
But
oh my
anyway,
God, they're
before
going to count that.
yeah,
No, they
before
won't count it.
I mean, if we're going by that logic, R-Truth is like has the most titles of anyone because didn't
So
he win
yeah,
the
anyway,
Because he won the 24/7 title like 17,000 times.
yeah, he won it like 80 times or some crazy thing like that.
I
But
think
anyway,
there was a night where he won it like 3 times in one night. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
for real. But anyway, let's talk about Cody versus Gunther. Now, before we get into our predictions, let's talk about the build up a little bit because I don't know about you guys, I've really been loving these promo segments between Cody and Gunther.
Yeah, I love watching Captain America fight the Red Skull.
I hate that that's actually kind of accurate.
You hate that that's what it just is.
All right, well, Francis, what about you? Let's get your thoughts, and then let's just throw in your prediction as well.
Oh my God, like you said, it's very solid work between arguably the company, well, one of the company's top guys and arguably the top heel, maybe. He's certainly the top five. I wouldn't say it's like anything groundbreaking. It's not as personal as Punk versus Drew. It's not as lengthy as as Cody versus Roman to bring up other like top tier heel babyface feuds. But for what it is, it's really solid, and it's nice to see these two work together. I can't wait to see them in the ring.
Who do you think is winning it then?
Okay, so earlier, when we were talking about WWE ID, Dom, you very much brought up the fact that, hey, one of the companies that's going to be branching out to the Indies is the Nightmare Factory. You get to be trained by the guy who holds the most prestigious belt in the entirety of pro wrestling. Because, like, despite all the retools and rebrands and all the redesigns on the belt, it's still the same belt that was introduced back in the 60s?
yeah.
Something like that.
Something
Yeah, I want to say
prestigious
that's
like
about
that.
right.
Yeah.
60s or 70s, I think.
I know the IC belt was invented in the 70s.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been through so much. If we're going back to the territory days, it's even before that. So
Yeah. Yes,
They're around since
definitely
the Stone
like
Ages,
the
basically.
one belt to rule them all,
yeah,
which is held by Cody. Yeah, the one belt to rule them all, which is held by Cody. And it is precisely that prestige and long legacy is why I think Gunther should win.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah, the Captain America mark is siding with the Red Skull. Sorry, Cap, but I actually used logic for once.
also, it was the 60s, by the way.
It was the 60s? Okay.
There were literally only two people to hold the belt in the 1960s, and that was Bruno Sammartino and Buddy Rogers.
Oh, well.
Goddamn.
All right. Well, Francis, what's your reasoning behind this pick?
Okay, so the whole reason they're doing this champion versus champion match, aside from winning that bedazzled bulletproof vest, I tried to think of a different term for it, but it escaped my mind. Is that it's not just who wins that. It's also like, oh, it's a brand split thing. We're going to have the two top guys from each other's brands find out who's the top dog. And keep in mind, compared to the long legacy of the WWE Championship, the world title that Gunther is holding, I don't necessarily think that's the same belt that Edge held back in the Ruthless Aggression days. Yeah, it's its own thing, which is meant to emulate that and harken back to Edge and Batista and Undertaker.
I don't know if it counts as the same World
Or even how, if you want to get super meta about it, the WCW Championship. Because it's a retooled version of Big Gold, but Gunther's only the fourth guy to hold it? He is. He's the fourth guy to hold that.
Yeah.
And
okay, so this World Heavyweight Championship is considered its own World Heavyweight Championship. It's not, at least on the wiki page. I don't know.
All right. Okay. So it's not big old. Exactly my point. Like how to we get to add some prestige to this belt and to Gunther's reign.
Sorry to interrupt again. I just double checked on WWE's website. If you go to the World Heavyweight Championship and you scroll down, it's only showing from 2020 to present.
Okay.
And it says the inaugural champion was Seth Rollins.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not the same as the big gold that Ric Flair would have worn.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly my point. Like, this is how we can add to it, so like one day it will be by the first step. Oh, this champion beat the guy who's holding our original top belt, and he did it clean.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that say about him? So that's why I think Gunther should win.
Okay.
Fair.
No, yeah. That makes sense.
Thank you. See?
Wait, did I just say something that Francis... Did Francis actually make like a reasonable, like...
Yeah, apparently.
Reasonable pick?
I make reasonable picks all the time. What are you talking about?
Okay, so since Francis made a reasonable pick, I feel ever more confident with my fucked up, out of nowhere left field pick. I think this has been a very good build-up coming in. If you wanted people to give a fuck about a belt that nobody should give a fuck about other than people who live in Saudi Arabia, specifically just, the Saudi prince who wanted the belt in the first place, give it to these two because they make anything seem important. Like, you already have these two men hold the two biggest titles in your company, and they're fighting over a different one. But they're making it feel like it's important and not just a piece that's excuse me. They're making it feel important and not like what it really is, where it's like, oh, we're going to care about this for the next month, and then the second we get done with this Saudi show, we're done with it until next year. So, that being said, I say Cody Rhodes wins, not because of any kind of logic to do with champions and this and that, but simply because Bill motherfucking Goldberg is going to come and spear the fucking boots off of Gunther and cost him the match.
I forgot about that. Oh no, and it's a Saudi show, so they can get away with it. No,
it's a Saudi show, and Bill Goldberg wants that paycheck.
Goldberg.
But if you think about it, if you really think about it, just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up for 2 seconds. If you really think about it, that's the best way to finish this match, because now nobody has to eat a pin clean. And you can protect both guys. Because you can say, oh yeah, Gunther lost, but look at what he got fucking demolished by Goldberg. And Goldberg hit him with a spear and 2 jackhammers, and then Cody hit him with 17 crossroads. Of course he lost.
That's over. And then...
So yeah, that's my prediction. That is my prediction. Write it down. Cody Rhodes wins. Bonus point for Bill Goldberg interfering and spearing Gunther.
All right. So I don't know what I'm more upset about here. The fact that something like that can happen at Crown Jewel and they'll get away with it, which will probably lead to Goldberg versus Gunther at, I don't know, Survivor Series or something like that.
Maybe.
Or the fact that that's my prediction as well, because
no, you betrayed me. Like the exact same way.
No, I don't think that he's going to actually get to spear Goldberg, but I do.
You think he's just going to show up and be a distraction?
I have Cody Goldberg
distraction and probably spear I don't know, Ludwig or something like that. Because people forget that Ludwig
Kaiser is even a thing. Yeah.
I put down Goldberg shows up for both of you.
Man's actually quite.
Well, no. It's specific. Mine. I said he spears Gunther.
I say Goldberg interferes with the match.
Like just a distraction.
Cody, like as a distraction or something like that, but Cody still ends up taking home this incredibly prestigious belt that I will give them credit for. They have made feel important. You know,
Yes.
they've really been hyping this up. Your two champions fighting over a belt, a completely different belt than the championships that they already have. You know, the fact that they've been carrying it around state to state like it's the fucking Stanley Cup.
Yeah, with the
It,
lockbox and everything.
you know,
I got it.
lockbox, guards, everything like that. You know, they're treating this thing like it's the Stanley Cup, like it's the World Series trophy or something like that.
It looks like a radioactive Pop-Tart.
What?
I figured out what the belt looks like.
I'll give it this. It's better than the 24/7 championship.
Yeah.
Yes,
But, like,
I'll give it that much. Although to be honest with you, I probably have to ask the astronauts in space who are seeing the shine on this thing. But yeah, no,
radioactive Pop-Tart.
they're really hyping up this thing, so it just makes sense to me that Cody would be the one to have it. Specifically, also because I feel like this is being run like a very traditional storyline. So the babyface probably comes out on top.
Yeah.
I'm the only Gunther. Okay, I've already shot myself in the foot.
Well, yes, you are, because I'm reading Scott's messages, and Scott also.
I wrote that down too.
Do you want to read for the class cap?
What's up?
What was Scott's pick?
Cody. He picked Cody.
Okay. All right. So the next match on the list, we have the other Crown Jewel Championship match, Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax.
Okay, so I think I'll start off here. All right. So there's an immediate issue with this match. And it's the fact that these two have not been in the ring with each other. Like, have they done any bit of hyping up for this particular Crown Jewel match?
Other than like maybe a promo or two, no. Because Liv's too busy beating in Rhea's skull with a baseball bat.
Yeah, true.
Honestly, I'm gonna call it as I see it right now. As unfortunate as it is, and trust me, I take no joy in saying this. I think this is going to be A, the worst match of the night. B, it is a women's match in Saudi Arabia. So it's going to go at most 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's an issue with Saudi Arabia.
But that's well, I'm not getting into that. The politics of that. I'm just saying.
Step on that landmine.
Stating a fact of what we've seen in the past. Women don't get as much time in the ring as the men do in Saudi Arabia. Granted, it's gotten better with every show that they do in Saudi Arabia. But again, I think even if this match were in the States, I don't see this match being more than 5 minutes. Simply because of the fact that they're just so mismatched. You have Nia Jax, who's fucking massive compared to Liv Morgan.
Well, I think that even the bigger problem is, like, even if it were happening in the States, I think this would be the worst match on the card because it's been given no time.
Well, that too. But that's besides the point. But I'm talking more about the length of the match.
Like anything about the card, and I was just going based on what they're doing, like the weekly shows.
I wouldn't even know this match was a thing.
I would think they're fighting two completely separate people.
Yeah.
I would never know that they were fighting each other.
Absolutely.
Because they haven't even looked at each other.
Yeah. So let's, like I said, I'm going to make my prediction. And again, I think this might just be me being optimistic. I say Nia Jax is going to win this match just because she's going to beat the ever-living fuck out of Liv Morgan. Like, she's going to throw her around the ring, like, nonstop. Nia Jax wins, and I've been saying this every fucking pay-per-view since she won the goddamn thing, but Tiffany Stratton's going to cash in.
Is it more of a prediction at this point, or is it just a prayer at this point?
I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to save that because the Saudis won't necessarily care for a cash-in.
Yeah, no. No, I mean they pop for the women. It's not that like they
pop. I don't think that this is the particular show for that.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, yeah. So I'm just gonna say Nia wins. That's it.
I'll take off Tiffy time.
Yeah, take off Tiffy time.
Let's hit on.
Honestly, I think if Tiffany cashes in, it's gonna be like on like a
Yeah, I
Raw or
think
SmackDown or
it
something.
could be Survivor Series, maybe.
I could also just see her cashing in on SmackDown.
That's possible. All right, I'm going to give my prediction, and I think it's pretty clear that I don't know, man. And the problem is like I can't. I feel like this one's difficult to kind of give a prediction to simply because like it's been given. This match has been given no time.
Mm-hmm.
Frankly.
There's been no
So
build.
it's difficult. There's not really been much of a build outside of like I don't know. Do we count the whole thing on Raw a couple of weeks ago where Stratton and Nia were on Raw and Stratton like teamed up with Rhea and
That was
stuff like?
like the
Do we
only
count
thing they
that?
really did for that, and I would say no because that even just all that did was further the feud with Liv and Rhea than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, seriously. Like this has not been given any time to the point where I can make like a comfortable prediction.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say Naya simply because she's been more she's just been on a hot streak this year. She's had a good year. To Francis's
She doesn't need to
dismay,
win
Nia
with
Jax
help.
has had
Yeah.
a
I'm
fantastic
glad
year.
she's not injuring anyone anymore.
Yes, she's been much better. Um,
She's improved immensely,
yeah.
and I if we haven't given her enough at this point this year, I think this is a nice
Mm-hmm.
final piece to give her
Because
for her work this
yeah,
year.
because here's my thing. But the two Crown Jewel championship matches, right? The men's one works because neither one of them are currently in an active feud with anybody that's
Yeah,
lasting more than a month. You
yeah,
know, Liv Morgan is in the middle of a heated blood feud with Rhea Ripley. So
that
like
shows no
to
signs of stopping.
anytime soon, because like I said on Raw this week, we had a whole backstage segment where Liv and Raquel Rodriguez beat Rhea with baseball bats.
Yeah, that's another thing. They just introduced Raquel into the story, so
So it's
like
like,
you're
where does
introducing a
she
whole
go?
new character into the
Yeah,
story. So there's
I mean,
no
I have
because
a
I mean,
guess as to
Raquel
where
Rodriguez is
Raquel.
probably just going to keep Tiffany Stratton in order, if anything. Like
yeah,
they're going to probably going to fight at ringside, but that's about it.
true, true.
Uh,
Francis, your pick.
I'm actually glad you brought that up, Dom, because my prediction is I'm going with Liv, but only because like Dom Mysterio or Raquel comes out or either cause a DQ or
Or
helps her
some
take a
kind of
win.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice, quick, and easy way to just get that out of the picture
Yeah.
because like
Well, the main reason I say this match is only going to be about 5 minutes, because like I said, they've put no effort into promoting the match itself. The two opponents are severely mismatched in terms of size, strength, ability. Um, but the other factor that I think is also going to suck time away from it is the other women's match on the card, which we're going to talk about next, which is
Yes.
the women's tag team championship match between Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, Io Sky and Kairi Sane, and the team of Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Okay. By the way, before we talk about this, Scott picked Naya as well for this
Oh,
match.
right. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we just completely ditched Scott.
Sorry.
all of you motherfuckers are gunning for me.
Me. Watch
So
Francis
anyway,
be the
yeah,
only one
let's
that's right
talk
this
about
entire
this.
fucking episode.
Let's talk about that. First of all, before we get into this, what have you guys been thinking about Lash and Jakara so far? Because I've been very impressed, especially by Lash.
Yeah, no, they're cool. I like.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Work's been a bitch, so I really haven't had a chance to watch like their
I've
match.
been rewatching Smack.
Yeah, what a surprise. Um, fucking simp. Um,
No, no.
I haven't had a chance to really sit down and watch their match, so I don't have anything to say at the moment because I don't know what to say. I didn't watch the match yet. I heard good things, but that's about it.
I've heard, I've seen some of it, and especially Lash, girl's fantastic in the ring. Like, Like no, they're very. I haven't seen as much from Jakara as I would want to, but no, I think they've been incredible. However, with that being said, I'm going to, I guess, give this to Bianca and Jade, simply due to the fact that I mean the other two teams, I don't really see them like. I don't know. I feel like they were just sort of thrown into this for some reason.
Captain
But
picks Bianca and Jaderade.
yeah, I'm gonna give this to Bianca and Jade, especially since the fact that I think Lash and Jakara would be the only other logical ones to win this match. And I know we talked about the machine guns earlier, just winning fresh. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not picking Jade and Bianca. I give it to Lash and Jakara. They've been impressive. They deserve it. And it might be a bit too early for them to win the titles, but I mean, like we just said, the Motor City Machine Guns won the tag team championships after like their third match in WWE in 2 weeks. So like, what the hell? Give it to
um,
Lash and Jakara.
here's my thing. Like I said, I really haven't been keeping up as much as I should be, so I can't speak to the skill of Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. They, like I said, they look. From what I've heard really good things, and that they looked amazing, and their matches were great. And but I really don't know much about that. I don't see. Excuse me. I don't see them giving the titles to Piper Niven and Chelsea Green.
It
Just
would be funny, but no.
it would be funny, but they would have to be champions for like the span of a week, and then lose the
Yeah.
titles. Um, and I don't. As much as I would love to see Io and Kyrie as champions, I don't think that they should keep flip flopping it back between Damage Control and Jade and Bianca.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are gonna keep it.
All right, Dom goes for Jaderade.
Well, Scott agrees with you. I know because he wrote that it is Bianca and Jade as well, I believe.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Francis?
Yes, he did.
I put Chelsea Green and Piper Niven because I want them to do something. God damn it, they deserve something. I
I mean, I agree with you. Chelsea Green definitely deserves better than what she's been getting in WWE.
Although give her
yeah.
credit, she's been making gold
Oh
out
yeah,
of
she's
it.
Yeah.
been making gold. Like the trash can, the trash thing was whatever, but like I think that was stupid, but she made it funny. Um, but yes, she needs to be treated better in WWE.
Give
She,
Chelsea a chance, WWE.
okay, moving into the next match. Honestly, I think is for me the most anticipated match. I'm very much looking forward to this match. Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed in an
Ooh.
unsanctioned match.
Oh my god. Yes. Okay, let us discuss this because this has been awesome. I've loved the brawls between these two so far. I love that last week on Raw, or this week on Raw, I should say, this past Monday, Seth Rollins took off his jacket to reveal the same exact jacket underneath. I think that was funny
What
as
a
hell. Loved it. I've seen the clips on Instagram. This feels personal.
Yeah,
This feels like these two. This is very similar to a feud of. It's not that I hate that you're in the company. I hate that you're breathing.
Oh,
yeah,
I
so it's Punk
I
Drew
hate that I
too.
have to
yeah,
experience the same existence as you.
yeah. And it's like the
Arguably,
perfect revenge story, because Bronson put Seth on the shelf
Yeah,
in
yeah, it
kayfabe.
is,
So it's like
and
having that extra motivation behind it is fantastic. Fantastic.
that's true. But that being said, I'm actually going to give this to Bronson. I'm going to give this
yes.
Really?
to Bronson. I'm gonna give it to Bronson specifically for one reason, and it's the fact that I think this man needs to go over in this story.
Mm.
This is the storyline that has put Bronson Reed over with the fans. The Six Tsunamis is the most over that this man has been in his entire career, and I think what is the best possible way to turn this man into a legitimate heel in this company? Put him over Seth Rollins in this match.
Yeah, that's very fair, but I'm gonna have to disagree. I say Seth is gonna wind up winning only because it's really his first match back from being injured and being out for so
Uh,
long. Hear me out. Bronson is very over. Yes, I will give you that. But these two can put on an absolute fucking slobber knocker of a fucking match. They can kill each other from anywhere they want to go. Back whether it's backstage, in the crowd, out of the crowd, whatever. Tables, chairs, kendo sticks.
oh
I'm sure
my.
there's going to be plenty of weapons. Bronson's probably going to hit like 17 tsunamis. But I still say Seth comes out on top because Bronson's so over right now. I don't think they want this match to be the end of it.
I mean, I don't know that this would necessarily be the end of it, though. If Bronson did win,
No, I don't think it would be. I mean, either way, I don't think it would be the end of it because I think even if Seth wins, right, Bronson's going to keep attacking him backstage or mid match, whatever, simply for the fact of he wants the win and he wants to put Seth down. And
I'm not. Yeah,
so,
yeah. I'm not saying I don't agree with your logic here. I just think that between the two, I think it makes more sense for Bronson to go over in this match.
I mean, that's fair. But you know what? We'll see what happens. Francis, write down Seth for me.
I already did.
And Scott agrees with me, by the way. He also picked Bronson Reed
All
for this.
right, we got 3 for Bronson.
No, you got. Oh, did you wait?
I guess
what?
he's picking Bronson.
Yeah,
Are you
instead
picking
I
Bronson as well?
yeah, I'm picking Bronson. I want to see him. Seth can always get his win back in a pay per view that isn't as seen as uncanon like the Saudi shows are. Then again, you could use that same argument, like, oh, we'll give Bronson his win on a U.S. show. But I don't know. Like the thing with Saudi shows with me, it's been ingrained. Like expect heel wins or unconventional wins to say the least. So yeah, I'll give it to Bronson.
Hmm.
Fair enough. By the way, just real quick, how awesome would it be if they just started the show with Seth and Bronson fighting, and that just leads to it being the opening match of the night?
They eventually
A
just make their way to the ring.
They just
a
eventually make their way
referee.
to the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, that
I
would be
hope
pretty
they
fucking cool. Not gonna lie.
I hope they do the thing they used to do with unsanctioned matches in the Ruthless Aggression era, and they're fighting in street clothes. But
With
like
Seth Rollins, it's Seth Rollins. He won't be in street clothes.
no, he's gonna have
His street
bedazzled
clothes will
jeans.
be in. His bedazzled clothes will.
He's gonna have the diamond-studded jeans from Deadpool 1.
He's gonna rip off his diamond-studded jeans to show off another pair of diamond-studded jeans underneath.
Anyway, but yeah. So the next match, that I'm also very excited for, Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton.
So
This one was tough.
yeah, so this one I actually find to be difficult because out of all the stories that are happening in WWE right now, this is probably one of the most interesting ones to me. Ayo, we've seen the traditional Kevin Owens betrayal story.
Mm-hmm.
How many times
And
at this point in WWE?
5.
This one feels different because I truly think that Kevin doesn't believe he's the bad guy in this case.
No.
And to be honest with you, you could make some legitimate claims to him kind of being right now.
Yeah.
Like the man has done betrayal before. Nobody does betrayal like old Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
But
So
Prize fighter Kev.
this one feels different. Almost
yeah,
like he
no,
has
I get what you're
a
saying.
grievance.
Yeah. So here's my thing with this match. I think the build up to it was great, and we've been saying how many weeks in a row have we been saying that we can't wait for a real KO heel turn because this one's going to be different, right?
Yes.
I think this is the start of it. This brings back the old prize fighter KO, but to a different level. I think he's going to be way more ruthless than he's ever been because he's going to take notes from Randy Orton. That being said, I'm giving the match to KO.
Okay.
I am giving the match to KO as well.
Because I think, especially they had that whole, segment on Raw where Randy called out Triple H to like sanction the match and everything.
Yeah.
And Triple H even said, he's like, I'm protecting you from him. And not the other way around.
Do you know what that sick
which-
motherfucker is capable of?
Which I think is symbolic to even Triple H knows, like, no, there's something different this time about him.
Exactly.
I
think he's going to be a whole nother level of ruthless. I'm not going to say like Randy's not getting a fight in. I think it's going to be a very good match. But I think KO is going to come out on top simply because of the fact that he's going to maybe take a page from Randy Orton's book in terms of like the legend killer.
Oh God, Randy's getting punted in the head, isn't he?
Maybe.
Yo, if they bring that back, I'm gonna mark the fuck out.
Are you gonna mark if he does it to Randy?
I'll mark out if either one of them do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Scott also picks Kevin Owens.
Okay.
Francis, your pick.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I don't know if you guys can tell from like the flashing in the background, but I currently have Thursday Night Football on at the moment.
Okay.
The Jets may have just fucked up even harder.
No.
No
way.
So, Aaron Rodgers passed to number 14, Corley is the name on the jersey. I don't know the Jets that well. I'm a Steelers fan. Sue me. So he's running into the end zone because he had like a wide open field in front of him. Ran into the end zone, dropped the ball at the 1 yard line. It was ruled a touchdown originally because it looked like the ball had broken the plane, but he put the ball like basically like at his side. So his foot was over the line, but the ball wasn't, and he dropped the ball at the 1 yard line.
Just drop the fucking team. Just
what are we doing? Oh, this team, man. This team.
I mean, I feel bad because it's like they're already eliminated from the playoffs. There's no way they can make the playoffs. They had to lose to the fucking Patriots last week. So and now
they're just playing for dignity.
Now they like just shot themselves in the foot, and they're like, it's still 0-0, but like,
what quarter are we in?
It's the second quarter. There's 13 minutes left in the second quarter, but like, it's C.J. Stroud and in Houston playing the Jets. Like, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? CJ, they're going to run away with the game in the second half, and the Jets are going to look fucking even stupider than ever.
This is just straight up turn into a football Harlem Globetrotters. This is a joke.
No, that would imply that both teams are good.
For me because I got Garrett Wilson on my team, so
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. I'm playing Francis this week.
Oh, you're fine.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
I had to remind you to get a tight end. So
no, you didn't.
Yes, you did.
I was at work. I didn't want to do it there.
Anyway, back to the thing we're here to talk about.
Back to wrestling. Francis, your pick.
I'll round it out and say KO. Fuck it. I felt like this is an extreme case of it can go either way, but I'll choose KO to fit in with the cool kids. So it's unanimous KO.
Yes.
All right. Next match.
And the final match on the card. Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa, a.k.a. GOD. So Bloodline versus Bloodline, which I believe, in my opinion, will be the first of several.
Oh, yeah, I have no
this
idea.
Is going on forever. I hope you did save that never-ending story button because
I have the audio saved. I could add it back on if I needed
this
to.
This is the
joke's
new
dead.
No, but the story's over because Cody finished the story.
Yeah, but we're talking about a different story.
That's a different type of story. Different type of story.
Shut up. But yeah, I think, Francis, you kick us off with this one.
So remember way back at the beginning of the episode, Dom, when you said you can't wait to watch Solo and God get their asses kicked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get it. I think yeah.
Wait, do you think they're winning?
Yeah, I think they're gonna win. It's gonna be through like shenanigans, obviously, not Jacob, but like I'm sure we'll do a very specific referee gets distracted at crucial point in match cliche or something like that.
Oh my god! Is it watch this be the match that the guy
you get fucking Hikuleo or something?
Yeah.
What's his name? Danny something Igleo.
Ikaleo. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna come up from under the ring, or
in a black hoodie.
Oh, you're talking about the other Tongan, bro. I thought I was talking about the referee that like fucks up all the time.
Oh no.
I don't know who you're talking about. I can't think of his name, but
I ain't gonna lie, it's very possible that that could happen because I forgot that his new name Tala Tonga,
yeah.
Which is funny because you basically might as well just call him Tall Ass Tonga at this point.
He's the taller Tonga. Yeah.
And then, but yeah, like I just see like Dom said, we're gonna get Bloodline versus Bloodline Civil War 2 Electric Boogaloo. We're going to be seeing that a lot in the next few months, which is why it's probably going to main event War Games with.
It's 100% going to main event War Games.
And Sammy's going to join Roman's team.
Match.
Yeah. So, to piggyback off what Francis said, I agree with Francis. I think Solo and the Tongas are going to wind up winning the match in the long run, but they are going to get fucking wrecked throughout the match.
Oh, they're going to be destroyed.
Yeah. I could see like 17 and a half super kicks, like 13 spears between everybody, a Superman punch here and there. Because that's like the one move they don't share. Oh my god, the Jets just fucking fumbled. I'm sorry, Houston went 3 and out. Punted the ball away. I'm literally watching the reflection of the TV in the window that's behind my computer. So Aaron Rodgers completes a pass to fucking who is that? Who the fuck is that? I think whoever the Jets tight end is.
Oh my god.
He catches the ball, gets tackled, drops the ball. Houston picks up the ball and runs it back like 20 yards.
They're gonna do it again, and fucking Houston's gonna run it all the way to a touchdown. Because the Jets are fucking Looney Tunes characters. Oh no!
Oh my god!
I don't know if that was considered a catch. They might overrule it. They're reviewing it. It might not be a catch. It might have been too fast.
Doesn't matter. He sucks.
No, but it might have been like an incomplete pass and not a fumble.
Jets fans watching this stream right now.
If we do, you picked a shit ass team. Pick another fucking team.
Sorry.
It's not too late to pick another team.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, if there's any Jets fans watching right now, it's not too late to pick a better team.
It's not too late to get rid of your O-line from Craigslist.
Or maybe not a geriatric quarterback, but it is what it is.
Yeah, for real. Maybe
Zach Wilson's starting to look real good right about now.
Yeah, you really. Do you think when he tore his ACL at the first game ever, it was a sign for something, fellas? You think that could have been like a warning?
Are you telling me that the cayenne pepper water is not making him better right now?
Anyway,
All right.
So I say Solo and God win the match in the long run after getting absolutely reamed the entire time because of outside shenanigans. Whether it's either the taller Tonga or Jacob Fatu getting involved. Maybe they snuck him into the country. I don't know. Either way,
snuck a suitcase or something like that.
Somebody gets involved in the match, which leaves a bad taste in Roman's mouth. So that's what leads to War Games, and that will also reintroduce Sami Zayn to the Bloodline.
Yeah,
because he will realize that it was the power of friendship all along that made us all a little bit oozy.
He realized that maybe the real bloodline was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, that's my prediction.
Yeah, so my prediction, I actually see it a little bit different. They're gonna, these guys are gonna get their asses whooped, and I do believe that Roman is just going to pick up the pin. I think Roman and the Usos win this match. I do not think that the story is over after this. I think that afterwards, what's gonna happen is Solo's just gonna be so mad he's gonna challenge them to War Games.
Okay.
And that will be the next chapter of all of this.
Yeah.
But I do think that Roman and the Usos win this, and I don't know, maybe Roman pins Tangaloa or something like that.
Yeah. Also, the rule on the field is overturned, so it is now 4th and 6, and the Jets are punting it away.
Yeah, good for them.
So it wasn't a fumble; it was just an incomplete pass.
Good for them.
I
just figured I'd keep you updated.
And Scott, I believe, also picked Roman and the Usos.
All right. We are all set.
That is our predictions for Crown Jewel. Remember, folks, the rules for this prediction game is whoever has the most points at the end of the night gets to pick a review that we have to do at a later point in the show. We still need to do Canadian Stampede. We'll probably do that at some. We definitely should do that at some point.
Probably next week.
We need to probably honor our commitments.
We'll do it next week.
Well, we'll talk about it off screen when we.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like we'll do it next week, and then the week after that we'll do whatever the winner of this show picks.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But anyway, folks, I think we are going to cut things there. We want to thank you guys for joining us here on Twitch. Be sure to follow us here on Twitch weekly for our weekly streams. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page, where you can usually see the VODs of this exact stream the very next day.
Nice plug.
Be sure to follow us on... And of course, be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram for daily wrestling news and content from all 4 of us. We've been discussing the TikTok. We've decided we're gonna start being a lot more active on there. Clips from the stream, random messages from each of us, anything that sort of just happens in the world of wrestling that we feel is important to talk about. We're going to be talking about it on TikTok as well as our Instagram page. So be sure to follow us on both if you enjoy what we do here. So that's it, folks. We want to wish everybody a happy Halloween. We will see you after Crown Jewel. And for all of us here at The Push, including Scott Bash, who is not here, my name is Cap.
I'm Dom.
Boo.
Ring that bell for me, Dom.